Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Farm, thinking right out here in the lab, the original hoodie from back in the day, feeling nostalgic today. I got a good lesson for you. Let's do what we do. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in story for life. I give life lessons. You tune to receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. And I got a little swollen thing going here with my eye. Ate something that didn't agree with me. I got an allergic reaction. I wake up looking like Joe Frazier at the Muhammad Ali first fight, but I'm here doing it do. You know how we do it. Let's rock. Right thinking mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission, that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. Yeah, that's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to my eye, be true. I'm trying to get my right thinkers to reach what we call self-mastery. They call it Neha, spiritual awakening, anointed, Christhood, but it's all the same thing. I'm trying to get you to have your own experience for knowing thyself. So, right thinkers, let's talk about how do you know when you have mastered yourself? It's a good question. And the best answer is you will know for yourself. I can't tell you if you mastered yourself. It ain't my job to tell you. My job is to teach you so that you can master yourself and you would know for yourself. Masters are made, not, oh, you're the master. No, no, no. You got to live that. Let's talk about it right quick. It's an achievement that every individual is entitled to. That's what we call freedom of choice, free will, all that good stuff. Yeah, everything you do, you're responsible. So, let's go. If you have total control over your what? Ego. Your ego self. Well, I got no ego. Again, a lot of us don't even know who the ego is. So it's your identification, who you identify with. Your I, as Carl Jung would tell you, your id. Okay? Excuse me, your identification with yourself. We know it as the ego. Still is, but it calls something. All right. But if you're in total control of, if you don't even know what it is, you can't be in control of it. So if you're in control of your ego, aka, how about this, more notable, your emotions at all times. That's self-mastery. If somebody can get you out of your norm by saying something or doing something that you may not like and you react, that's not self-mastery. No one can tell you when, what, you reached self-mastery. Why? Because the work that you put in, the thing that you do will set the tone for that, and depending on how you do it, we'll find out in the end how it work out for you if you reach it or not. But the point is to live, and you know it for yourself. Why? Because you live in it. And when you impress yourself with how you react to situations, that's when you're getting on the line of self-mastery. Sometimes you gotta say, I like that. Yeah, because I didn't do what I normally would do. I didn't do what people expect me to do. When you do what's right, you'll always be all right. Trust me. And that means in this situation, never mind, just do what's right. You fall on the side of righteous every time. When you do that, when you act on anger, feelings, emotions, you're going to regret that action. Sometimes the best action is no action. When anger, greed, jealousy, envy, these are all emotions, okay? When they are no longer part of your actions in your daily life, self-mastery. When you can control them, that's self-mastery. That anger, those bad feelings, whatever you want to do, when you can control them on a daily, regular basis, that's self-mastery, okay? Masters of self are made by what? By the way they live. And those who know themselves, aka as God, that's self-mastery. To reach that level of knowledge and understanding of oneself, that's what mastering self is all about. So now you're going to conduct yourself, you're going to acquiesce to situations on a regular basis. Why? That's what self-masters do. They deal with situations as they go. I don't try to change them. I don't try to do that. I just deal with them as I go now. Most people want to be in control. You don't have to be in control. Just control you. That's the only thing I can control. That's all I worry about controlling. Self-mastery is known to you what? By righteous living. When? Daily. You don't get to pick and choose. No, it's all or none. You either all in or just stay all out. Why? Because a little bit of in just as good as all out. Simple. And you ain't giving me all self-masters, okay, know themselves through what? Daily practice of the right thing of philosophy that will lead you to know who? That self. God. That's what you need to find out for yourself. And if you do these things, that's what it's set up to do. Just that. I see so few masters of self, but I see a whole lot of people ignorant of self. And a lot of them are comfortable with that. If you're going to help somebody, first of all, they got to want it. Most people who are comfortable in their ignorance don't want your help. Those who believe they know, okay, those who don't know but believe and think they know, those are the dangerous ones. Leave them alone. That's why I avoid them. That's the reason why. You can't change somebody's hell-bent belief on whether they believe. Leave them be. Okay? They're not objective. They're very subjective. If it don't match what they think, is wrong. So leave them alone. That's all. They don't control nothing but themselves. They can't control you. And again, I tell you, we can't change the system. The system's going to be there. It's built for that, and it's going to be there. The idea is, but we can what? Change. We can damn sure change what? Us as a people. Get out the system. Don't commit crimes. Don't get involved in police activities. Don't get involved in nonsense. And your life is yours. Once you become part of the system, they're going to have you reporting. They're going to have eyes on you. They're going to have the whole bunch of stuff that you really might not want to be bothered with. But if you put yourself in the system, you have no other choice. Your choice is before you enter the system, your choice is to stay out. Once you make that decision to be part of the system, you're no longer in control. Simple as that. I hated being in prison. I hate being locked down. I hate being controlled. So I'm not doing those things that's going to put me in that predicament again. That's all. That's been 40 years ago now. Moving on. The system will fail. How? If we start feeding it. Crime committing, drug killings, homicides, bunch of nonsense. Okay, black on black crime. When we can cut that down, the system will begin to look around like, wait a minute, what's going on? They're not coming. Yeah, every weekend, truckloads of niggas. Okay, why? Wild out, got drunk, got high, did some nonsense, and now they're here, and now they're in the system. Now their life is no longer theirs. What? For a bad decision, or for a weekend, a night out with the fellas or the girl, and you end up here? Let's stop that. Go out, have a good time, make it back home in one piece. That's old school. Why? We can talk about it tomorrow. We party tonight, so we can talk about what we did. Getting killed or not making it past the party wasn't part of the program for us back in the day. We wasn't losing nobody. Every week, the same crew. Okay, why? Once we party, we went and started living our normal life. Like on church. I don't know those people outside the church, but in church, they seem to be good people. I assume they're good people outside the church. I am, so I'm just assuming they are too. If they're not, that's not my problem. Could care less for real. Okay, understand that. Now, with the system will fail if we stop feeding it. When the numbers start coming back, how crime rate in the hoods is starting to dissipate, black on black crime starting to dissipate. All of a sudden, the news is talking about the black stuff so bad. It ain't a whole lot of that. System starts to fail. Why? We ain't feeding it. Stop feeding the beast. Okay? Do the right thing. For us as people, just living right is the right thing to do for us. Why? Because the system's going to get us if we go into it. And most of us are already into it. Okay? But you still got to handle your business. Devotion is something we don't know as a people. Devotion to doing what's right. No matter what your feelings. That's self-mastery at its best. I know Christian-based people. I know Islamic-based. I know Jews. And they all have the same thing in common. They all grounded in their faith and they believe. I don't have a problem with that at all. But the other thing they got in common, they live by it. They practice what they preach. They practice what the tenets of their religion they follow. They practice it. The church people that I hang out with, they follow the same tenets. I respect that. Got no problem. That's the difference. But, excuse me. Every individual's devotion is different. But when that devotion is well-founded and well-grounded, you're good to go. Why? Because you're going to accommodate, you're going to acquiesce to things that's going to make you a better person. Act, treat, and do things that's going to make you a better person. If you're not self-devoted to doing what's right, you won't master yourself. It starts with you. I can't help nobody who don't want to help themselves. I can only help those who want to help themselves. That's why God only help those who are. You come to him, he'll give you back. But he ain't going to make the move first. You got to give in order to receive. Most people look at it backwards. Well, I want to make sure. It don't work that way. God wants your trust, first of all. And by you doing what you need to do for him, in blind faith, that's your trust, showing them, well, God, I'm doing what I think is right and doing what you think, so I will be rewarded. And guess what? Doing those things, you will be. He don't shortchange you. I've heard no God servant say, God shafted me. God didn't do it. He didn't come through. We don't talk like that. We talk blessings, okay, how he did do and what he's going to do. All right, moving on. Self-mastery is recognizing God for who he is in your life. God, if you understand it, whatever you want to call it. But when I was devoted to my ego self, I lived wrong, but it was so good. It felt so good. Everything was good, except it was all wrong, and it wasn't going to last, and I'm going to have to pay for that. Those 5 years, 3 years taken back of lockdown, not a good deal. For me, personally, I took it that way, and never looked back since. Again, over 41 years now. Not for long. Why? Because when you living wrong, you ain't gonna live long. Just like if you ain't living healthy, you're gonna die early. You living wrong, following wild, you're gonna die early. Wise people get old. Smart people get old. Why? They make adjustments in their life as they go. I'm not trying to be that guy. In mental or physical capacity. 20 years old. 67 now. Big difference. And if you as an individual think you can still do what you did at 20, you just a damn fool. So that's not too smart. That ain't right thinking, first of all. And since I became devoted and started devoting my life to doing the right thing and teaching others how to live right, my life has been great. How could that be? I went from local, to all of a sudden Mr. Self-Righteous. But it's working for me. What you think about that, I don't care. I'm the beneficiary of that, okay? Just like I had a benefit from living it and paying the price for it, I'm still the same dude. I'm still doing it, okay? Now I'm just doing it a different way. That's all. I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing. Understand that? All right, so all you belief system followers, religious people, who devote themselves to their belief system will be rewarded. I don't care what religion you practice. Why? God don't care. It ain't what your religion. No, it's your deeds, it's your actions. And if you're doing right, you'll be rewarded for that. We call them blessings. We 1 minute we understand God, next minute we go completely dark and don't have a clue about God. Well, is that God? You don't recognize God. That's another problem. God ain't everything. No, he knows everything. He's involved in everything. Why? Because he's inside his creation, which is us. That's the extent to God when it comes to us. Everything else is on you. Understand that. That's self-mastery. Through daily practice and having your devotion to what? Righteous living, your life will be blessed. Why? Everybody who does it gets the same reward. Blessed. No matter if they're Christian, Muslim, or Jew. God didn't ask them, well, I'm going to bless the Christians, I'm going to not bless the Jew, I'll bless the Muslim. It don't work that way. Don't have time for that. That's manly stuff. Like sex. That's for the body. That's for humans. Spirit has no need for sex. Okay? Man, I want my 72 version. Like, okay, well, you better get them before you get out of here. But you don't get them nowhere else. Moving on. It's a concept that don't work. It's a lie. When you do things that you would have never done without self-mastery, that's when you know you reach that level. I impress myself a lot more now by not doing things that I would react to do, and then think twice. Now I don't have that sting of I should have done different. I could have done it different if I could have, would have, should have. I used to live in that state of mind. I no longer live there. Okay, understand why? When you do things that you would normally, not do. Okay, why? I know the person, AKA, I know the personal and the spiritual growth that I experienced in my life. Why? When I was obtaining my self-mastery, I had to make changes, wholesale changes in myself. That's the whole purpose. Self-mastery meaning all on you, dude. And when you do that, it makes a difference. I practiced for years what I learned before I begin to teach it. If you think I'm just jumping out here just trying to teach, no. I lived this a long time before I brought it to anybody's attention. Okay? And I had to live it to prove before I stand by it. I got to prove it. When I was a drug dealer, my product, I had to stand behind it. I had to make sure it was good. I was the tester. Everything I got, I was the one who said yay or nay. My man will tell you, well, I don't know about that. Give it to my son. Product, he don't know nothing about that. That was me. Money, everybody, no, it's about that. But knowing the product, that was all me. Everything I did when it comes to the drug game was all mine. I created it. That was my baby. I wrote it to the end by myself. Just like I created it out of my thought process, I lived it, manifested, and I paid the price. Nobody else did. Just me. That's true leadership. And that's self-mastery. I learned the old-fashioned way. I put myself in harm's way and experience the things I need to experience so I can teach what I need to teach. From a perspective of what? Knowing. That's why I'm here doing what I do for you. All right, let me get this thing over. I got to go. All right, where we at? I practice. Okay, but if you know your actions will show others your self-mastery, all you got to do is live it. That's all you got to do. I don't run around and talk about, I'm so far from that now. I ran out of business card. I got to give me some new business card. Why? You see, check out my shit. I'm just living now. I'm just living. Those who know. Those who don't, you get the information from somebody. Why? I'm doing what I'm doing. I can care less who know or don't know. All right? Those who know, I got you. Those who don't, can't help you. Moving on. You can't claim. Again, you can't claim, I'm self-master, I'm mastering myself, blah, 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 blah. And then act like a damn fool. And everybody say, what the hell are you talking about? This is a clown. Like this clown trying to talk about justice, and you're the most unjust person going. Moving on, I had to slip that one in. Moving on. You can't have somebody claiming something and not be what they claim. Call them out. Call them out. Call them out. I do all the time. I break them down. They don't like me. Why? I'm going to call you out. That's why. I'm not heckling you. I'm calling you out as a difference. All right. You can't claim self-mastery and then you live it Improve it for yourself and let others see your self-mastery. You don't claim self-mastery. You live it. You show it. Others claim it for you. Okay. My favorite, Jim Brown. He ain't never told you what he did on the football field. Anybody else did. That's mastery. Okay? When everybody else can tell you what he did, he don't have to tell you. Everybody else tells stories. I ain't got to go back and tell you about nothing I did. Why? People back there, they can tell you. Some of them right, some of them wrong, but they can tell you why. That's what it's all about. Everybody got their opinion. Some will like it, some won't. Moving on. But they talking. My man said, if they ain't talking about you, you ain't doing something right. Sometimes you ain't doing something wrong. Everything we did was wrong. All right, where we at? But nobody, till a man or woman came in my face or my man's face and said what we were doing was wrong. And everybody knew who it was. Like the emperor, he got no clothes, won't nobody say it. My man was as illegal as they came, and nobody called him out. I love that guy. But that's what it was about. That's how he lived. All right. Now, my self-mastery, okay, is what drives me to do what I do. What? Try to enlighten you. I'm driven to do that. I'm compelled to do that. Don't ask me. I don't know. I've been asking the same question for the last 6 years, but still same answer. Moving on. When you can think your way through all your life situations, self-mastery. Why? If a situation you encounter, you have already dealt with, you know how to deal with it. If it's a new situation, all you got to do is what's right. So to make a difference how it is, once you have self-mastery, you're in balance with every situation in life. That's the difference. If you are a master of self, you do what you need to do for you. When? Daily. You live it. It's a way of life. Not a religion. It's a philosophy that you can practice. Right thinking, again, is a philosophy. Is a must. In this philosophy, the main thing you want to know is what? Thyself. Do what? Daily practice. That's how it's done. It's an acquired, okay, talent that you can acquire from what? Practicing. Allen Iverson, practice. We talking about practice? Yeah. Every day I practice. Moving on. You should too. I use, again, practice what I learned. Have been for years. And in order to reach a certain level of self-mastery, you have to practice. Years. Not weeks, not months. We're talking years. Man, I ain't got that. I'm like, okay, well, there you go. See, when you start putting time on it and you start seeing the difference from here to here, they don't see the in-between. No vision. Moving on. They say self-masters. Okay, yeah, masters make what? What makes you a self-master is you make the best of your situation, be it bad or good. You make the best of it by what? Being the master of oneself, controlling yourself. Understand that. Self-control, self-mastery, all those things that you got control over. Okay? And the situation don't always have to be in your favor for you to show self-mastery. In my darkest time, my worst time, I still maintain my self-mastery, meaning I conducted myself with integrity. I kept my uprightness. I kept my stealth. Even though the situation is bad, you can call me a drug dealer, you can call me a whole bunch, but that doesn't change who I know I am. Okay? Now you gotta say X. I don't do that no more. You cross that out and move that on. Moving on. That's what you do in life. Things that don't mean no good. Relationship, friendship, if it don't mean to exit out. Why? Move on. Scratch that out and move on. Wrapping it up again. I appreciate you tuning in. I want to get this lesson out right quick. Let me wrap it up for you. Now, it's all about what? Knowing thyself. That's the whole goal if you're a right thinker. Nothing else. I say, self-masters learn how to what? Avoid what? Those bad situations in life by what? Avoiding them. Seeing them before they happen. Understanding if I do that, what's going to happen. Cause and effect. The 7 laws of hermeticism. You have to understand them in order to live by them. Trust me. Self-mastery meaning knowing you every aspect of you as yourself personal. Not, well, I know I'm this, I'm Sagittarius, I'm this. No, no. Know thyself. Know that God is in you. Know that you and God are one. That's the goal. That's the lesson. Hope you enjoyed it. I got to go. Right thinkers in closing. Me, y'all let it be 100. Me, 100 minus a day. So I know that my right thinkers have passed away. Keep working on what? Knowing thyself. Practice.